is Open podcast. Today we're going to be doing some college football predictions for the big game tonight. We got Bama versus the Bum State. I'm a Michigan fan, not too fond of the Ohio State. First, we're going to go over some of the results of the NFL games, though, this weekend. Some of us, we all did pretty good, I think
first we've got something else to do.
What is up?
And now let's get into the past wild card weekend. I want to talk about the most recent game first, real quick. The Browns and Steelers come out there. Reese nailed that game. Came out there. Yeah,
I nailed that game.
Busted him in the nose. 28 points like it was nothing to start us off. Big Ben. I'm hoping he retires on that game. That's the most Big Ben game ever. 68 passes, 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Pitiful, man.
Extremely Big Ben.
I agree. He looked old out there. He just did. Looked big and old.
As he is.
Like.
And that defense, I mean, that was bad. Like, I mean.
Someone's already said it. They got punched in the mouth. It was embarrassing. Especially because I picked the Steelers. But overall, that was embarrassing.
I mean, the comeback effort was there.
Oh, absolutely. They had every chance. They were driving. I think it was 35-24 at the time, and it was a 4th and 1, and they punted.
They punted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's stupid.
That was dumb.
They
That
had all the momentum.
Don't get me wrong, Tomlin's a great coach, but that was just a bad.
Absolutely, that was very dumb.
And then, I mean, to start out the game, Marquise Pouncey, who's one of the most veteran centers in the league.
First play
First
of
play.
the game.
Literally sends it into the end zone.
I didn't even watch that play. You guys started texting me in our chat. I'm still laying in bed recovering from the Bears game. I hadn't even turned it on yet.
Well, I think that's a good time with the Bears game.
No.
What we expected, I think.
I'm going to miss Mitchell. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Shrub's gone.
Restart. Let's go. I couldn't stand that. That was embarrassing. The thing that really ticked me off was punching Chauncey Gardner in the face again. We did that last time. We're already down a receiver.
Yeah, it didn't work.
We saw Wims just drop Mitch Trubisky's best throw of the season.
Great play call at the time, too.
Great play call, and then from
One
there,
of the only good play calls of the night.
Nagy's just like, hey, let's go as conservative as possible. Another thing that just ticked me off, 2 minutes left in the first half. Saints are out of timeouts. Our defense has stopped them all game, and we just run the clock out. Oh, it was hard to watch.
Man. I'll tell you another thing about that game. Me and Reese, we got it wrong. Not about the outcome. Jameis Winston made 0 appearances in that football game.
I was sad. I thought, you know what? They got the game in the bag, their last drive. Go ahead and toss him in. See what he can do.
You know what's also very sad on the Bears' part? They almost let Drew Brees get a rushing touchdown.
That is pretty bad.
So watching that game, I'm like, ouch.
Fire Chuck Pagano. I can't stand Chuck Pagano. His play calling kills me.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm about to say is awful, but the only reason he's still in the league is because he had cancer. It's awful.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it's awful. Let's be honest. They feel bad for him, okay? He was on the Colts, dude. That team was talented.
It was.
No.
We did good without him. When he had cancer, we had Bruce Arians.
No, it does sound terrible, but especially with the
It's
Colts.
such a true thing.
The Colts, he was there for way too long.
Oh, dude, it's sad. It's
really
really
was.
sad. Like, I feel awful saying that, but it's so true. It's so true. I'm so serious.
I mean, all right, next game. I know I personally predicted the first game of the day, actually. I actually predicted it wrong. But our boy Heron, his bold statement, it stays alive, baby.
Ravens flock, baby. That's all I got to say. Ravens flock.
Aaron's flock.
Are you confident, though, after that game?
Oh, I'm so
that they're still an AFC championship
Yeah, and
caliber team?
here's why I'm confident, okay? Because the Browns, they got to deal with the Chiefs now. That's fine. The Ravens got to deal with the Bills, okay? The Bills had problems at times stopping the run against the Colts.
That's a good point.
What do the Ravens do? They run. The Ravens' best play in their playbook is everyone go downfield and let Lamar Jackson scramble.
Basically a quarterback draw.
So
yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Run down the field, let Lamar Jackson scramble. That is their best play.
One of the most incredible runs I've seen from a quarterback.
Oh,
just
absolutely. It was
like he
just
didn't break
pure
any
talent.
really much tackles, but like he
pure
hit
athleticism.
another gear.
Oh, it
speed.
looked like that Florida State run.
Yeah,
you
in
know
college.
What I mean?
Right, yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
just gorgeous.
It did look like that. But another thing I like about the Ravens, I'm not even a Ravens fan. I don't even know why. But their defense looked really good.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like, if
stop
you
the
look
best
at
running back in the
51
league.
rush yards for Tennessee.
If you look at defenses in the NFL, okay, in the regular season, they looked all right at times. But this team is built from front to back. Their
Right.
front seven's very good. It's very good. They got a great rookie in Pat Queen, and then Calais Campbell,
Matt
Calais
Judon.
Campbell, Matt Judon, guys like that, Brandon Williams, and then you have Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey, who's played ridiculous this year.
See, I personally said I think I made the exact statement of all the Ravens defense is going to see is that Dookie turd running 70-yard touchdowns.
Yep.
And then Derrick Henry looked like a Dookie turd. So
Yeah, he played.
He
I was
sold,
wrong on that
sold me
one.
on my
bad.
prediction. I mean, but you couldn't predict him coming out and playing that bad.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause last year's
And-
playoff, I mean, he owned it.
oh yeah, King Henry.
I don't
Like-
blame it on him.
Like y'all said, my Super Bowl prediction still stands. Bucks and Ravens. It's looking good. Who the
I
Bucks
think
got?
after
The
next
Saints?
week it won't be
Yeah.
standing.
But
Listen,
we got a Drew Brees Tom Brady matchup.
if Drew Brees beats
excited.
Tom Brady 3 times, hands down, top 5 quarterback of all time, I will
wow.
give it to Drew Brees.
especially if he can go to the Super Bowl
Absolutely. I mean, dude, beating Tom Brady 3 times in a season,
That's
let
incredible.
alone, is crazy. So
Especially when you can only throw the ball 10 yards. Pretty impressive.
exactly, that's very impressive. But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Give Sean Payton some credit, man.
Oh yeah, great coach. Now
coach.
in a couple years, that team will have zero money to give to people.
That's fine.
But
Yeah.
Let 'em win
in
one
a
this
couple
year.
years, they're 90 in the hole this year.
oh yeah, and so I mean,
They work their way around it every year. Do we want to talk about the Bucks game?
we were watching the game.
It went how
Pretty
we all
much how we
expected.
went.
How we
Yeah.
expected.
Except Heineke played a little bit better than you'd think.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Heineke, I
Actually,
like the
yeah.
guy. I hope he gets another
fun.
shot, as at least a backup.
But
You
Maybe-
said you'd be
Let him
okay
rock
if
with
he
the
came to
football
Denver.
team next
I
year.
did. I
Let him.
did make the statement. I'd love to have him in Denver. Maybe he can follow some COVID protocols, and if our whole quarterback room gets it again, he can come in, maybe win us a game.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind him up in Denver.
And real quick before we get into the college football talk, Doug Peterson got fired this morning.
Great.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I felt like that should have been done last week on Black Monday, but
So what happens with Carson Wentz? I don't know.
Apparently he stays now. That's
yeah,
what I've been
apparently he's in
hearing, so I
good
don't-
standing with the team now. That's stupid. That's dumb.
Doug Peterson said he said it went real bad when he started listening to other people. So
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I can't.
boom, boom,
stand
boom,
Doug.
throwing them shots at
I
everyone
can't stand Doug.
in the organization. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I guess we can get into tonight's big
Yeah.
game.
Buckeyes.
I don't know about y'all. I'm pretty
God.
excited for tonight.
I'm ready.
I think we're gonna see a pretty good football game.
Here's the thing that it's probably gonna piss y'all off, but this
No.
will not be a good football game. Alabama's gonna run right through these folks, and I hate to say it because I mean
Well,
we're equal, but they're gonna run through these.
as a
these
Michigan
folks.
fan, it wouldn't bother me a bit to see.
Well, here's the thing:
Ohio
I'm cheering
State
for Ohio
struggle tonight.
State, but I'm just
Look, their
being
team bus
realistic.
looks way better.
I'm just
That's
being
fine.
realistic.
Just starting off.
I'm just being realistic. I think it'll be a blowout, but I guess we'll see.
I mean, Alabama. This is, in my opinion, y'all can feel free to disagree. This is the best offense Nick Saban's ever had.
No, I've been saying that. Yeah,
And you can make a very solid argument that this is the best team he's ever had.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
crazy it's the best offense because they've missed Waddle.
Oh,
like,
right.
more than half
Oh,
the
he's
year.
playing today.
And
though.
and
And
yeah,
he's playing today.
That's exciting.
That's scary for Ohio State.
and
That's-
I don't think he'll get
absolutely.
many snaps tonight. I don't know about y'all.
His job's to be a decoy tonight.
Yeah, I
mean,
expect a low target share. You got so many other guys on
But-
that team. Obviously, Devontae, but it doesn't stop there. Mechie.
Mechie,
Don
Michi,
Mechie.
Dog
Dog.
stud.
And I didn't even know.
Michi Muchi Machi.
I don't even know the guy's name. Their
Stud
third
tight
one.
end. Stud tight end. What's his name?
Morris,
Forstall.
Forstall.
Yeah,
yeah.
So he's a stud.
So I'm looking at Alabama's offensive stats this year. Okay, so in 12 games, they averaged 350 pass yards a game and 4 touchdowns a game. They average that. Okay, in rushing, they average nearly 200, and Najee Harris plays probably 3/4,
right.
if that, some games.
Yeah, we also hadn't
Yeah.
mentioned
Yeah,
him
people
yet
tend
either.
to forget about him. I mean,
Najee.
Najee's been incredible.
That hurdle last week was.
I think he's having a huge night tonight. Like,
I
I
think
think- I
both
think so,
running
too.
backs have themselves a night and kind of solidify their standing in the NFL
Yeah,
draft.
so Najee's had
I can see
1,400
that.
yards, 24 touchdowns, 27 overall touchdowns. I mean, honestly, in any other year,
he's
that's
Heisman.
a Heisman
Yeah.
campaign.
yeah,
Right.
problem
Which
is
is
he's
ridiculous.
not the best.
No,
player on
he's the
his
third best
team.
offensive player on his team, which is
Third.
second or third. I mean, he's ridiculous.
I mean,
Honestly, that
O-line,
offense is
too.
just built to.
It's crazy.
And just looking into it, So Alabama's 12-0 right now. Ohio State is 7-0. 5 games is a big difference.
Mhm.
They've played a lot more football. They've played in the SEC, and I mean, Ohio State played a good Indiana football team and didn't look that good. Almost could have lost that football game.
So-
And they do go out and beat Clemson last week. Look great. Justin
Impressive.
Fields,
Extremely impressive. I think
Yeah.
we all had Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But we're all Trevor people.
Lawrence fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Fields has looked. I mean, the last week he looked great.
So all week I've been hearing this thing about all these analysts, everyone talking. Would you rather take consistency through 12 games, which has been Alabama? They've been consistent every year or every game this year. Or Ohio State, who's fresh and starting to get hot.
That's true.
Ooh.
So would you rather take the team who's on fire right now, or the team that's been consistent for all 12 games?
Well, let's be honest. They're both on fire right now.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think Alabama's ever not been on fire
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Alabama had not been on fire in the past decade at this point.
That's true. And shout out Nick Saban's daughter. I don't know if y'all saw all that.
Yeah,
but,
that tweet about
throwing
her
some
going off.
shots at Ohio State.
I actually
later,
didn't see that.
We like the drama.
Later-
we like it.
Later sends an apology to Buckeyes fans. But she basically tried to call them out for ducking them, saying they had COVID issues and
that extra week
they
or
wanted
whatever.
some time for old Fields buddy to heal. And I
Smart.
mean, that just
Very
makes me
smart.
happy. Like, shout out Saban's
Yeah.
daughter. You know, this makes me like Saban's
Now, it
daughter.
would suck if Ohio State comes out tonight and punches Alabama in the mouth, because it makes her look stupid, and all these Alabama people's going to start blaming her for the loss. But that's
Oh.
Alabama fans for you, so, I'm not even going to get too far into that. But
I'm actually. Now you said Bama rolls.
yeah, I think they win by 17 plus.
Cog, you also picked Bama.
See, I have picked Bama, and I think I'm gonna go Bama, and it's gonna be high scoring in my opinion. I don't know how y'all think. I think it's gonna be like higher 40s into the 50s type of high scoring. I think these offenses are electric. I think it's gonna be an offensive football game, but I do think Alabama wins by a touchdown, and I think Ohio State makes it look closer than it really is, but I think Alabama kind of controls it, but it gives signs of a shootout.
So that's what I was about to go into. Okay, so if y'all watched the game last week, Ohio State and Clemson's first drive of the game, they bounce outside because their athletes are just so much better than Ohio State's offensively versus defensively, just so much more. Well, if you look at Alabama's team, it's built to stretch the field a little bit. You got Devontae Smith, Najee Harris, John Mechie, everyone and their mother basically on that offense. So
5-star after 5-star.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if Alabama's going to score the football, there's not a team in America that can slow down Alabama. It's just if Ohio State can control the clock, not turn it over, and make more big plays than Alabama, I think they have a chance. But then again, like, you're just not going to slow this offense down. So I just don't see Ohio State even hanging with them.
I'll take my prediction, and then I'll pass it off to Penny and let him do his. I'm actually going to take Ohio State today, and I'm just going to make it simple because this is the only reason. I think their quarterback is better than Alabama's quarterback. That's the only reason. I think Fields is better than Mac Jones. I think he proves that he's superstar type talent today. Really solidifies that he's going number 2 in the draft, no matter who ends up with that pick. I think that's what we see. I think we see Mac get a little bit exposed today. And what I say by that, or what I mean by that, is a turnover or two. Because Mac's been very, very safe with the football. He's done a great job this year just letting his athletes do their thing. Obviously, feeding Devontae, feeding Najee. I think Ohio State comes in there with a good game plan. Sean Wade, I'm not saying he's going to stop Devontae. Devontae's going to get his. He's going to have 100 more than likely. But maybe one quick curl route, jump that. I think that's the key to the game for Ohio State. You force a turnover or two, and I think they get it done. I think Justin Fields really proves himself today and goes in there, beats Nick Saban.
That's another thing. How many teams can really say they can go in and beat Nick Saban? in
Not
Alabama?
many. We've only seen recently. Who have we seen do it? Well, we saw this, not this Ohio State team, but we saw Ohio State do it back in, 14?
15.
15 with the Cardell team.
Yeah.
Clemson.
You saw Clemson do it.
T-Law freshman
years
year,
ago.
and then
And that's kind of what
LSU.
started the
Boy, Joe Burrow.
revamp of Alabama, the Cardell team.
gotta love
And
that.
Alabama's like,
Oh, you
okay,
gotta
we
love
got to
that.
have offense now.
Mhm.
And now they have the best offense in the state. or in
state.
the country.
Well,
In the state,
in the
too.
state, yeah.
yeah,
State, too.
that too.
Gosh.
Penny,
yeah.
who you got tonight?
Going to Alabama. Going to Alabama
Tide.
tonight. Yeah. I just think offense is too OP. I just don't think Ohio State can hang. I think it's going to be a good high-scoring game, though. It's what everyone wants to see. It's going to be electric. I think up in the 50s.
Okay.
I mean, I honestly hate this. Like, I'm rooting for Ohio State, but Alabama. Like, I
You
hate
think
it.
Alabama's that good?
No, they're that
Then
good.
they're- yeah.
There's
Very fair.
every game they have played this year has been a blowout. There has not been a close game this year.
Florida
That's
probably
true.
gave them the best game. in the
Florida gave them the
SEC
best game,
championship.
and Florida had to score 50 points almost to beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State's good. Don't get me wrong, but like defensively, I just don't think they can match up even speed-wise or
No,
athletic.
I don't think they'll
athletic
match up
ability.
defensively either.
See, the one thing I actually want to talk about. I know you said you're talking about Sean Wade might jump a curl and pick it or something. I think Sean Wade gets exposed
Oh
tonight.
no, he will. He will.
I saw some things last week. I haven't watched a lot of Ohio State. I don't just like single in watch their defense. But last week I watched a little bit of Sean Wade. I personally think he's one of the most overrated players in college football. I went back after that game because I was like, I had some questions. Went back, watched some of his film from earlier in the year, like watched some videos about him and stuff. I'm not a huge fan. He kind of got exposed, and he's been talking about how he's ready for Devontae, and I just don't think he is. I
I don't think
Devontae-
any corner in the nation's ready
I
for Devontae.
also agree with that, but I think he just gets absolutely.
I mean, one of the
exposed.
best corners in America last year, Derek Stingley, who I hate to say it, but got robbed of SEC Freshman of the Year. He got absolutely toasted this year against Devontae Smith, and that says a lot because Derek Stingley's
I think
so
we're
talented.
all like
Stingley's
Stingley's
the man.
yeah,
So
he's
talented.
like that.
I mean,
He is-
he's out here mossing them, catching them one-handed over him.
Yeah,
I mean, like
superb
Devontae Smith is the
athlete.
truth. He's the truth.
But I think I do think Sean Wade's a bit overrated because he gets that Ohio State corner title, and because we've seen over these past few years, Marshawn Lattimore goes in the NFL stud man corner.
Denzel Ward.
Denzel
Denzel
Ward. That's who
Ward.
the other one. I couldn't think of Denzel Ward. Goes number 4 in the draft, and then just recently last year, Jeff Okudah, another stud man corner in college. I think he'll figure it out in the NFL. I'm not
Yeah.
too worried about him. Rookie cornerback on a terribly coached football team. Not stressed about him. But he got that title before the season even started. He's like, oh, he's Ohio State's number 1 corner. He's gonna be good.
Right.
He's good, but those other guys, put some
Run
respect
laps
on their
around
name.
him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
run laps around him.
I think Ohio State has to send some pressure at Mac Jones and just hope you rattle him because you're not stopping these receivers either way. You might as well send some pressure and just hope somehow you rattle Mac Jones. I actually have the tweet pulled up from
thank you.
Uh-oh.
What's her
Miss,
name? What's her name?
Kristen.
Kristen. Yeah.
Kristen's a little bit of a Karen. If you're not confident to play, then say it. I call BS on the COVID cases. They're just worried about their QB and want him to have more time to heal. If he's hurt, put in your backup. You didn't see us postpone the rest of the season to wait for Waddle. Buy in all caps. Not that
I don't
really
blame her at
matters,
all.
but hey,
I don't blame her at all.
Saban's daughter wants to smoke.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Rondé has a daughter, but if she does, I'm taking Saban in the fight. That's all I'm saying.
I'm taking Saban in anything
Ever.
ever. I mean,
Go.
like, God, that just pisses me off how good he is.
I got a topic I want to go over. We've mentioned it just among ourselves some, and we've been hyping up Devontae Smith. Is he the best college football wide receiver of all time?
I don't think there's any question.
I think I said he was a while ago, and then we've been talking about some more contenders in that conversation, and I'm kind of back in the gray area of like
Yeah.
if he is or not.
I mean, think about him. Like, okay, so he's a 4-year guy. He's a senior. He shattered every Alabama record, every SEC record. He's going for the national record tonight in catches in a season. I think he's got to get 9, 10, something like that. I forgot what it was, but I know he's well over 100 now. I mean, I just don't see anyone statistically, athletically, who is just dominated a season.
Technically and like mentally, his technique,
Oh,
his
yeah.
routes, it's a thing of beauty.
I mean, his biggest thing last year, why he didn't go pro, is, he's the slowest Alabama receiver. Okay, well, he's running laps around every corner, every safety in America now.
I think that
I
goes
mean-
back to the NFL over-exaggerating speed.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Oh, because he's not faster than Jerry Jeudy, Jalen
'Cause he
Waddle,
doesn't
and
run
Henry
a
Ruggs.
4.2.
well,
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
is.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. There's
Yeah.
very few athletes
And
in the world who can run just 4.2. I mean, that's just ridiculous. but-
Alabama has had these route runner extraordinaires
Mhm.
with Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy,
Julio
Calvin
Jones.
Ridley.
Julio, Calvin, all these guys, but the ones that come to mind, like specifically for me, are Cooper and Jeudy. That's what they're best at. That's two of the best route runners in football already. This guy, better than both of them
Absolutely.
at route running.
Yeah.
Like
He's a dog.
that's he
Slim
looks
Reaper.
he
Look
looks
at him.
goofy on that sideline.
Yeah.
No accessories.
Hey.
He's there to play football. He'll torch you with a stop and go. Oh,
Yeah. He's,
I love
he's
watching
about
Devontae
business,
Smith
man.
play.
He's good at football.
I
So
think-
yeah, to answer your question, I just can't think of anyone who is better ever than him.
I think he is the best. The Heisman kind of finalized that
Yeah.
for me, but I did love Michael Crabtree. Michael Crabtree is one of the reasons I love college football.
Yeah. He was elite.
Absolute dog.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Okay,
King
so-
Vontae.
Okay,
So there he
he-
is. He's 10
Vontae.
yards away from breaking the all-time SEC record in receiving yards.
So that gets broken tonight.
That gets
obviously.
That's
broken,
broken
probably
tonight.
the first, second play of the game. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, think about this. He's the last Heisman, or he's the, what am I trying to say? First Heisman winner at the receiver position since
Since,
Desmond Howard, right?
Oh, Dez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
Shout
their
out to
Heisman campaigns don't even relate.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Oh my
So,
goodness, no.
I mean, yeah, there's not anyone better. But if I were to, like, think of people, Michael Crabtree, Julio Jones,
AJ Green. You can put
AJ
him in the
Green's all right.
conversation.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
That
poor
Heisman just
Calvin
makes it
Johnson
hard.
played
Mhm.
for a triple
Georgia
option
Tech
Georgia
and
Tech.
had-
That's so sad.
Crazy stat. Fitz was one that I saw.
Yeah, Larry Fitz. You can go back and say Tim Brown in the 80s, but, you know,
We're more.
we weren't
recent
even
guys,
thought
though.
of. And,
yeah.
we weren't even thought of.
We
so,
got. I mean, the game's evolved.
absolutely.
We kind of tend to bias that, but I think it's a valid argument in my personal opinion.
Yeah. So let's talk about Najee Harris. Let's rank him.
That's what I wanted to do too. I'm glad you
So-
said that.
So can we all agree is he the best or running back in college football this year?
Oh yeah.
This year,
I think.
I think so.
I'm a big Najee guy, so I think so. But
I'm also a big ETN
that's
guy.
what I was about to say.
Yeah,
is
ETN's
ETN's
a
a
dog.
dog.
I love Najee's ability to just catch the ball though,
Dude.
and he's just so good.
I mean,
in
he's
that
he's
aspect of
6'2".
the
He's
game.
he's hurdling people. He's outrunning people.
I think he's
running
going to
over
be
people.
way better in the NFL, and I'm of the belief that the running backs don't matter in the NFL, and it's all scheme and O-line. But broken tackles is probably the most, and catching abilities, the most valuable assets to have at that next level. Najee is so elite in both those levels. I think he's going to go and dominate year one. Like I think
Very well
Najee
could.
is like that. He's ready. He breaks tackles like it's nothing. That hurdle last week, I'd watched it like 10 times. Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Stopped all momentum and just jumped over a grown man.
Oh, just
incredible.
like the dude wasn't even like diving at his legs. Like he
No,
was just like
standing straight up
Straight
and he
up,
hurdled.
verticaled
Najee
over a
just
grown man.
Yep. Mac Jones could have ended up in Lexington. We live about an hour and a half away from there. Nick
R.I.P.
Saban saved him from Kentucky football,
Saved his career.
So-
Absolutely.
and now is going to make him millions of dollars in the NFL. So shout out Saban for saving Mac Jones from
Disaster.
Disaster.
in
We're ranking
Lexington.
a lot of Alabama people. Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa. Who you take?
See,
I know what Heron says.
What do you think I say?
You say Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you're a big
Here's the
Hurts
thing, though. I'm a Hurts guy at Oklahoma.
That's
yeah.
true. That is
Two
true.
different
In
quarterbacks.
college, now I think Hurts had a better rookie year than Tua personally.
I agree.
Hurts play good. I think Hurts is better than Carson Wentz, but that's just me.
Yeah,
I'm a big
yeah.
Hurts guy, but I hated Tua with a passion. Hated Mac Jones with a passion. But I like Jalen Hurts for some reason. Don't know why. Always just a big Jalen Hurts guy. So
I think my opinion on it is like, I think Tua was the best college quarterback at Alabama.
yeah,
But I think I think Mac Jones is the Nick Saban quarterback. Doesn't turn the ball over, doesn't make mistakes. He is just so like
good at what he
so
does.
good at what he does.
reminds me of AJ McCarron so much.
But he still isn't just going to like dink and doink and not do,
Yeah.
take chances.
He's gonna move it down the field.
Yeah, he's still gonna move the ball.
He's gonna hit his athletes.
Yeah, and so that's why I think he's like the perfect Saban quarterback. But I think Tua is the best.
I couldn't say that any better. I'm not even gonna add on to that. That was
Yeah, that was
pretty
what I mean.
much exactly what went through my head.
And I mean, Hurts was a stud, but he's not my Bama.
At Bama, he
Mhm.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Now he did
What he
not
was.
turn the ball over.
Not hurt. Yeah.
What was it? One pick his freshman year, I believe. Started as a true freshman.
could have
Yeah.
been his biggest issue though. I feel like they kind of held him back in that
Mhm.
aspect. Like he was maybe scared of like actually taking a risk
Mhm.
every once
But
in a while.
Oklahoma,
He did
I
good.
mean, he was
Oh yeah,
ridiculous. So
I like Hurts.
I'm a big Hurts guy.
I like
but-
all three of them.
So
Honestly.
so rank Najee Harris. in
there,
Alabama.
running back. Okay,
That's tough.
so one.
So if you
Henry,
look at Alabama has 2 Heisman running backs.
Henry
Ingram
and
and
Ingram.
Henry and Mark Ingram.
And Trent was a candidate.
Trent was good. T.J. Yeldon was good.
Yeldon was good.
Kenyon
Eddie
Drake was a
Lacy
backup.
like
Um,
actually good.
Eddie Lacy,
And then most recent, Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs is good.
You
I
also had
mean,
Damian
gosh,
Harris.
They're,
I don't think
they're
Damian's
receiver
in-
you, and they might as well be running
Might
back
as well
you.
be.
They're just incredible.
We're just all over Alabama today.
roll
It's-
tide.
It's just
War
the
Eagle.
Alabama appreciation
well, see,
show.
I refuse to be all over Ohio State.
Um,
I just cannot do
Just
it.
okay, but if you look at Ohio State, they can't compare in this aspect at all. You can't just say, "Oh, well, Ohio State had these guys compared to Alabama's." You can't.
Like they have
because nobody's been this dominant.
Yeah,
for
no,
this
no. If you look
long
at
of a
if you look at Ohio
time.
State running back wise, you can say, "Oh, well, Zeke." Receiver wise, Michael Thomas.
there's a couple.
Who else?
Yeah,
I mean,
guess
seriously.
you're right.
Sorry.
Quarterback, you have Justin Fields.
That's
Okay,
it.
JT Barrett's not in the league anymore.
Yeah, Cardell Jones.
Cardell
no.
Jones isn't on the
fizzled.
league in the league
Braxton
anymore.
Miller.
Braxton Miller's not
turns
even
to a
quarterback.
receiver. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. It's more of a college. Now they have some defensive guys who.
Oh,
are just all over
absolutely. Yeah.
the league.
No, defensively, you could match them up with
Yeah,
Alabama.
Alabama's not quite the same on defense
I agree.
that they were
Now,
in the 2010s.
We haven't mentioned
because-
Patrick Surtain. He's
Yeah.
a
Oh,
stud.
Pat Surtain's a stud.
Absolute
Dylan Moses,
stud.
one of the best linebackers in college football as
Yeah.
well. But
So Najee Harris, y'all didn't
that's
answer.
what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I want to rank Najee. Is he? Oh man,
See, okay, you got to separate.
I feel
the,
like Ingram was so much scheme, man.
Yeah,
See,
I don't think
you say
Ingram
that
was
now
I'm gonna
because
say
you
he's
watched
2.
him. Yeah, you.
I think two's a good. I
I'm
like
gonna
two.
say Najee.
So y'all got Henry at 1.
Yeah,
I don't think,
Henry's-
there
Henry's
might not
number
be ever be.
Okay, honestly,
in
like
our
if you look at
lifetime.
that Alabama team with Derrick Henry on offense, they had Calvin Ridley
right.
and Derrick Henry. That was the last non-Lane Kiffin, non
Spread it
Brian
out,
Daboll,
let's-
Non-modern
Brian-
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, non just spread offense. That is
Mhm.
pure just run it down your throat. Derrick Henry backpacked that offense.
Mhm.
Right.
Calvin Ridley was ridiculous too.
And I mean, Mark Ingram had a great year when he obviously.
Yeah, he won it his sophomore year, and then his
Right.
junior year he turned around and
And I do
didn't
think
win
it's
it, but-
tough to compare it because now we've watched Mark Ingram in the NFL, and I feel like that kind of hurts him a little bit.
Yeah, 'cause he
And-
was good. But
yeah.
Henry's the best running back in football.
Yeah, and so like Najee, yeah, I'm gonna go Najee too because he's
What
just
do you think?
oh yeah, statistically
You
he had
going
he had the best Alabama running back season from an all around standpoint, from all around catching, touchdowns.
You know what Najee has? He's got
Yeah.
all the
Intangibles.
He's got it, for sure. But statistic wise, you could argue he's the best. Now Henry ran for like 2,000 yards.
yeah.
I mean, he just did that in the NFL.
NFL,
So
yeah.
I mean, I'd say Henry's 1, Najee's 2. I mean Ingram won a Heisman. I mean, you got to put him at
That's
3.
what
You gotta
I
put him
say.
at
I give him a
3.
slight
Not-
nod
not-
over T. Rich.
Because of talent. Because talent wise, he's honestly probably second to last. I mean, he's slow, he's short, he's good.
Jacobs was good.
Jacobs was good.
Jacobs was a good.
And
Yeah.
Jacobs
Yeldon
didn't,
was
Jacobs didn't even start
good.
until halfway through the season.
Oh yeah.
Kenyon Drake was good, and he was a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Kenyon Drake's good now.
Trent
So-
Richardson was my favorite one to watch
T.
out of
Rich
all
was
of them.
good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's sad because he never panned out. Like, you could argue he was a scheme guy at Alabama,
Oh.
which is sad because I like Trent Richardson, and I'm an Auburn fan.
Not gonna lie, I thought
He just
Derrick
fell into
Henry
the
was a
Browns
scheme
trap.
guy for the first couple of years.
Oh
in the
yeah,
NFL.
because Derrick Henry, you had just watched Trent Richardson fizzle and Eddie Lacy fizzle, and you're like, oh, Derrick Henry's the same thing. That's why he fell so far in the draft.
right, and then he eventually gets it together and becomes the best running back in football.
2K.
Yeah. So I got to go Henry, Harris, Ingram, Jacobs.
I go Rich. over
Actually, not
Jacobs.
even Jacobs. Yeah, because at Alabama he wasn't. He was just fit for the NFL. He's an NFL running back.
Mhm.
So T. Rich at 4.
Putting Lacey last.
I'm putting.
Lacey's
No, I'm
good
taking Yeldon over
too.
Lacey.
So
Yeldon-
Lacey's
I think
last.
Yeldon was better than Lacey.
It's tough.
Once you get lower, I don't really know what
Yeah.
I do, but I'd say 1, 2, 3 is Henry, Harris,
Harris and Ingram. Yeah.
I do think Najee better be the first running back off the board, and it shouldn't really be a close argument at this
Mhm.
That's
point,
what I
just
was-
because of his ability to catch the ball, and he can do everything that you need a running back to do.
But here's the thing: you could argue ETN could do the same stuff.
I
Not
agree.
Just
ETN's first round talent too.
yeah, just body type is so different. Najee's 6'2", 230. ETN's 5'9", 200,
Right.
5'10", whatever. So
He's a little bit of a quicker, faster, get up and going type of
Did
back.
we all just agree on something? Like we all had.
That shouldn't
That's a-
happen.
that-
shouldn't
that
happen.
happened.
shouldn't happen ever.
That just
That
happened.
Okay,
happens.
here with this. We're not going to agree on this. Best Bama receivers of all time.
Devontae,
Okay, here's the thing, though.
Julio.
We just said Devontae was the best ever, but I like someone more than Devontae.
I love Julio more than
Julio
anyone.
Jones.
Well,
I still think he's the best NFL receiver.
I do too.
And he hasn't been.
And I'm a Packers fan.
And I like D Hop. But
I don't
Julio's
think
better.
he's the best
So,
anymore. I think he's old now.
I think
I
don't
think
know, man.
get him on a new team next year. I think we'll see him come back. I think he's back.
I think he can come back to an extent, but I still think there's just
Yeah, I think he's still borderline.
he's just
top
been
five.
like he's just been passed at this point in the NFL at least.
So who's y'all's top 5 then?
I don't know.
Top
man.
5, I don't know. Top 3, I'm gonna go Devontae, Julio 1, 2, no question. Number 3 is where it gets a little dicey, and
Yeah, Ridley or Cooper.
Yeah, I think that's.
I'm
Okay,
thinking
that's
Cooper.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna
Let's
lean
not-
Devontae
Cooper.
Smith.
Judy was
Judy was
really
good.
too.
You could also
Oh,
argue Judy
man.
wasn't the best
I'm a-
receiver on his team last year.
See, he was the best receiver. He was just not the fastest. That's why he was taken. I
That's
think
fair.
I've always said I think he was a lot better of a college receiver than Ruggs was.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that can be
I
argued.
agree.
But I think Judy was really good in college. I always liked Judy.
Okay, but before Devontae.
Jerry Judy.
Before Devontae Smith, Cooper had all them records.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He had all the SEC
That's a
records.
good
That's
He
why
had the
I got
Alabama
Cooper
record.
2, or Cooper 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can
Julio played in an offense that didn't throw it as much.
Yeah. And I feel like Julio just put him on the map. Like
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just feel
receiver-wise.
like
Julio.
I feel like he was the first guy, and like then after that, it's like everybody's like receivers.
Julio's
still
like
good.
one of the
Yeah.
first college receivers I remember. He had the dreads coming out.
Yeah, he
And
did.
him and AJ
him
Green
and
played the
AJ
same
I used to
Green.
like Alabama just because of him.
Yeah, Julio was awesome. I don't like Alabama, obviously, but
Before we go any further, I think we want to bring in our cameraman for his prediction. Honestly,
what you got, cameraman?
Prediction
Anal?
on the college football championship tonight.
Come on.
all right.
Buckeyes by 90. War Eagle.
There you have
There
it.
you go.
Short and sweet.
Amen, brother. War
I like
Eagle.
it.
War Eagle. Amen.
We've been talking so much about Alabama. I would like to quickly mention something about Ohio State. What do y'all think about the stigma of Ohio State quarterbacks don't pan out in the NFL? And is that your reasoning that Fields won't / do you think Fields will be a good NFL quarterback?
I'll start off with see, here's the difference. Fields was ranked with Trevor Lawrence out of high school for a reason. Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, is the best quarterback prospect we've seen in our lifetime. And I think there's a reason why Fields was rated with him, and he's shown in college why he's rated with him. He threw 3 interceptions last year. Before the last game, he had 1 interception last year. He's shown some turnover problems a little bit this year. But at the same time, he just absolutely destroyed Clemson last week.
When it mattered.
Yeah, when it mattered, he showed up. I think tonight I think this game matters more for Justin Fields than anybody else on the field. And I said that last week too. Like I feel like that game
Right.
mattered. He had to
Because
show
Lawrence
up.
had solidified.
Right.
Like, hey,
So
I'm the best.
right. And if he can do that again, like if Fields can come up tonight, they don't
And
even
say,
have to win.
oh, maybe you're not the best.
Yeah, and I think that's a big and okay, Jacksonville, if they hire Urban Meyer, is there a chance they take Fields?
There's a
one?
chance. I just don't think it happens. Like you said, I think Lawrence is the best quarterback prospect ever. You don't pass that.
Right, I agree, but we're talking about the Jaguars here, and they say they went after they've liked Ryan Day, and so then after Ryan Day they go after Urban. That is 2 guys who have coached Justin Fields. So it kind of just, I don't know, makes you wonder.
Oh, it lines up. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it makes you kind of wonder. I guess we'll see.
Penny,
But-
what do you think? You think just Fields ends up being anything in the NFL?
I think he's definitely the best Ohio State quarterback to come out
Yeah.
for sure. I think he's a good average NFL quarterback. I don't think he'll ever be an MVP or probably not a Super Bowl champion, but I think he'll be a guy who'll have a good 10-year career. I think he'll be, he'll take him to the playoffs wherever he goes, but I just think he'll just be one of those average guys.
Kind of like,
Okay, well, let me build on that, okay?
Yeah.
So, You first asked, well, do Ohio State's quarterbacks pan out?
They
Okay,
never
and
have.
they don't.
They never have.
But here's the reasoning why. So before Urban Meyer was Jim Tressel. Okay, Jim Tressel, you look at his quarterbacks, Troy Smith, Terrell Pryor. Okay, Troy Smith, he just wasn't built for the NFL. Okay, he was a 5th-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Pryor, they used him
Receiver.
like Cam Newton in college, or tried to. That didn't pan out either. Okay. And you look at what he did. He was a supplemental draft pick because he got in trouble and all that crap in college. Okay, you look at J.T. Barrett. He was injury prone. He was 6'1". Couldn't throw the ball great, even though he's the all-time Big Ten passer. I mean, I feel stupid for saying that, but it's the truth. He couldn't. Okay, and after that, you had Cardell Jones. You had Braxton Miller before that, who's a receiver now. And then you had Justin Fields.
Is the big one. Haskins is a big one.
Haskins is a good one. Okay, that's
the one
that's
that we
another
meant.
one.
Yeah.
That's the one that actually like surprises me, which is sad.
I
But it
I
shouldn't
said he would be
surprise me.
bad. I just didn't think he would be this
Bad.
bad this early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the guys I just named aren't NFL quarterbacks. They don't fit any type of offense that the NFL runs. Okay, Jim Tressel wasn't just some big quarterback whisperer. Ryan Day's not the same. Urban Meyer, I mean, he's had great quarterbacks, but he just they're not NFL type quarterbacks. Well, you just said Justin Fields. Justin Fields, 6'3", 215,
Cannon
can
arm.
run, has a cannon. I think he is an NFL guy.
I think you
He
have
is the
to.
first one since I just looked it up. 1983, he would be the first quarterback since a quarterback in 1983. Don't even remember his name. That's how stupid it is. That Ohio State quarterback has been drafted since Dwayne Haskins and the 1983 guy. That's sad.
So like, there's been
crazy.
3.
There's been 3.
Yeah, and see another
So
thing
it's not just some big quarterback school that everyone goes to.
right. And like Haskins had a good run at Ohio State, but he's big and slow.
Mhm.
Kind of reminds you a little bit of like a Big Ben.
Or Jamarcus Russell, I think it's a good one,
Jamarcus
too.
Russell is a good one
Yeah.
because like he
Big and
actually
slow.
played
Russell
like
had
that.
that arm. Russell could throw it 90 yards.
Fields is one of those.
with the
I think
mentality
Mhm.
of just, who cares?
Yeah.
my biggest reason for not being a huge Trask NFL guy is because he's not mobile, and I mean you don't have to be able to run the ball to
You
be
gotta
play
get out of the
quarterback.
pocket.
Run enough.
now.
You have to get out of the pocket. Like look at the best quarterbacks in the league
Aaron
besides
Rodgers.
Tom Brady
Pat.
right now.
Look what Andrew Luck
Wilson,
did.
Love.
Andrew Luck's a great
We can
one.
go
yeah,
on and on.
like there's a lot of guys. You just have to be able to move, and he can do that. He can move very good. He can sling it. He's accurate. I think if any one of them is going to be good, it makes sense for it to be Fields.
I mean, he's the only one that even fits that profile of, hey, you could probably pan out.
Yeah.
Now, Dwayne Haskins didn't, like you said, but you look at his intangibles, right? 6'3", he's tall, he's got a good arm, but once again, mentality, and he can't run. So, then again,
I got
yeah,
a question for
there's
y'all
no-
when you're done. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Go ahead.
Y'all think since he just beat Clemson, is he finally out of Trevor Lawrence's shadow? He's never. I don't think he'll
No.
ever be better,
No.
but he's always, since those two have been just the best 2 quarterbacks in college for the last few years, he's been in the shadow.
Yeah, they've always been compared to each other.
Yeah,
They
and
never will not
Everyone's
be.
T-Law's up here, you know.
Well, on draft night, he's
About
still
right
going to be in
here.
the shadow.
Yeah, that's what I was about
That's
to
what
say.
I'm saying. So you
It's
think
going to be 1 and 2 or 1 and
Right,
8?
right
I mean,
this second, no. However, as soon as tonight's game's over with, he will be. He'll be right back in that shadow because we'll be talking NFL draft.
now, if he wins
talk.
tonight, though,
If he wins tonight, you're going to talk about him. You're going to be like, oh, should he go number 1? That he
Yeah,
shouldn't.
right.
Let's be honest. But you're going to have those conversations, and you're going to still compare them. They will never not be compared. And in my opinion, I think Lawrence is going to be top 5 NFL quarterback really soon, and he's going to be. I mean, I think he's future NFL All-Pro. Like, I'm that high on Lawrence. I think he's a stud. I don't think Fields is
Yes,
quite that.
sir.
And he's always going to be, well, you're not as good as Trevor,
Right.
which shouldn't be the case. That's like looking at Ryan Leaf. I guess that's a bad comparison because he actually sucks. But it's like looking at Deshaun Watson and being like, well, you're not as good as Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I'm not as good as Patrick Mahomes. Nobody is.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that's a solid way to look at it.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that I think there's this is bold, but I just don't think there's any way Trevor Lawrence isn't the best quarterback out of this draft. But I do think there's a possibility that like especially our old buddy from BYU,
I like Zach Wilson a
Zach
lot.
Wilson.
I'm
like
a Zach
him.
Wilson guy.
I like Zach Wilson.
I'm
The
sure we'll
Mormon
talk
baby.
more about that.
Yeah, well, I mean
when-
we'll get
our
into that later.
NFL draft episode.
Yeah, so I think there's a good chance he really never gets out of that shadow, but
Like possibly even their entire NFL careers.
Oh,
they
that's
they
what
still
I'm
get
saying.
compared.
Because
Like,
you're
it's just,
always gonna say you're not
yeah.
Trevor.
He did this game. He did this, and they just keep going back and forth with it.
That would suck.
Kind of like
I feel
imagine
like he's stuck in it though. That like
Mhm.
he's stuck in it.
I feel like right now is the only time we're not gonna do that because he's got this Alabama thing, and we just talked about Nick Saban for 30 minutes.
I think a good like RG3 and Andrew Luck. Like
Mhm, that's
RG3
another
wins
good one.
Heisman, and he's still kind of in Andrew Luck's shadow.
Yeah, he wins Rookie of the
Won
Year,
Rookie of
and
the
it's
Year.
still
and
like,
it's still like, well, Andrew Luck's
well.
the best quarterback in this draft.
Mhm.
And then obviously injuries derailed his career, and like it's not his fault that happened. But I feel like it wouldn't have changed. Like Andrew Luck would have
Wouldn't
still
matter.
been the quarterback of that draft.
And
like-
it was Goff Wentz.
Right.
oh,
Good.
now they
day.
both suck.
Hey, Goff
Foe
just
for
won a
foe Goff
playoff
and-
game, baby.
He's about to win me another one next week.
0 for 4 wins.
About to win me another one.
Not a chance.
I'm
not a
glad you
chance.
asked that. I think that's a good wrap-up topic. I thought that was good.
All right, so moral of the story is roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
War Eagle,
tonight.
but Bama by 50.
Me and cameraman Anil going to stick with our Buckeyes tonight.
All right, everybody.
Enjoy the game.
Tune in 8 o'clock tonight. Let's watch some greatness happen. Peace.
Deuces.